Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was a psychiatrist. She famously described the 5 stages of grief as denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I was really intrigued by this idea and I wanted to see how truly this holds in real life. So I started noticing some patterns around me. So it has been a rather exciting, albeit somewhat scary time ever since. The next day, my mother had to wake me up from my deep sleep because apparently I had missed my alarm and I was getting late for work. So when she said that I had overslept and I was late, I immediately denied that that's not possible. I still have a lot of time to sleep. She did not listen to me, so I told her to leave me alone in anger. She was still persistent. So I finally gave in and I bargained for 10 minutes of extra sleep. She came to wake me up again after 10 minutes. I knew I had to wake up. I was depressed. I literally fought my way off the bed. Then I realized that I have bills to pay, so I finally had to accept that I need to go to work. I'm sure many of us would have gone through the same routine. Who knew this was us grieving? Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. I started seeing these 5 stages everywhere, even in my relationships. Whenever we'd argue and she would be yelling at me, I would calmly tell her, "You're still on the 2nd stage. Call me back when you accept it." Needless to say, she reached to the 5th stage very quickly when we broke up, while I was still stuck on being depressed. Tragedies apart, it really started bothering me, this habit, because I could see the future. More scarily, I could see my future. For example, I recently got into a delicious conversation about writing with my senior at work. He was telling me his story about how he too loved writing once upon a time, but the stress of the job took that love away from him. He kept telling himself that he would keep writing no matter what. But if not today, then after a while when the work-life balance improved. 10 years went by and the work-life balance never improved. And he ended up telling me that it was just a phase and he could never make it full-time. He could never make a living by writing full-time. Strangely enough, I recently told my best friend that I want to write, but I don't have the work-life balance right now to do it. I'll tell you something about myself. I come from a middle-class family, so all I can remember growing up was, so what if you don't have this? You at least have that, which is more than what most people have. It is rather amusing that I have grown up bargaining with my desires and now with my ambitions. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Maybe our lives are supposed to be like the 5 stages, where we are in constant denial of the way the world works in our childhood and we do what we want to do. Then we are angry more often than not in our teens. Then comes the most dreaded stage where we are bargaining with our wants and needs. Then there's the midlife crisis, and then we finally accept in the old age that we should have never bargained with our dreams just to get a few extra zeros in our bank accounts. Pretty scary, isn't it? By the way, did I tell you after I completed writing this, I was researching a bit on Elizabeth Ross's work, and I found out that whatever I have written might as well be considered as science fiction. Because later on in her career, she went on to say that she regrets generalizing the 5 stages. I mean, there's a chance that some of us may never get to experience them at all. Talk about effort going in waste. Don't worry, I'm not angry yet. I'm still in denial. Thanks for listening.